Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be going over the mentality of the base trade. And I asked our good friend Coach Calix to see if he had any replays of any base trades against anyone recently that I could use for this video. And he sends me a game against none other than myself. So, it should be interesting. I at least get to explain from both sides, right? What I think should happen. So I'm going to speed this up while it's going through the beginning of the game, and then we'll be talking about the intricacies of the base trade. But for now, let's go over the mindset that you need to have. Whenever you enter a base trade, you need your brain needs to immediately shift from the normal, right? What is the normal? The normal is we are going to the normal is we're going to macro, do our macro cycle, maybe do some pressure, macro cycle attack, macro cycle pressure. Over and over and over again, right? Now, what does our mindset need to shift to once we start a base trade? Immediately, we need to think of what our most defensible point in our base is, where we can safely rally units to that defensible point. And then third thing, and this is most important, we need to be able to determine if we have enough time for our reinforcements to be able to put up an ample defense, and or at the very least kill enough of our opponent's stuff to slow them down enough that we are winning the base trade. While simultaneously, on the other side of the map, what we want to be doing is we want to be getting on top of all of their production as fast as possible, making sure not a single unit gets out to be able to assist in this defense. And then, at least as far as if it's a Terran player you're fighting, it's much more emphasized to kill the bases. But the most important thing is killing the production. This applies to all races, by the way, the logic here of what we need to be doing, finding the most defensible point in our bases, as well as shutting down our opponent's production. The only time this kind of comes back to hurt you, or for the race that this is the worst with, is probably Zerg versus Zerg, if you ever get in a base trade there, because your production is your hatcheries. And now when you're going against a Zerg player and doing a base trade, killing the production is killing the hatcheries, and the tech buildings, of course, as well. So what we want to be doing here is
additional supply depots.
Making sure that we don't panic, first off. And the way you don't panic is you have a plan. Say it with me. We don't panic if we have a plan, right? So what is our plan, right? Our plan, get on top of the production, set up a defensible location. Get on top of the production, set up a defensible location. Now, if you're Protoss, you also have the added affect of being able to recall back if necessary. But in my opinion, in most base trades, if you're recalling, that means you're losing, right? Because like, it's very rare that you get enough damage done, I think, that it warrants a recall. It depends upon the situation, but I'm thinking in base trades that I've been in. Now, you're talking to somewhat of a base trade connoisseur. It's no wonder that this guy, or our man Coach Calix over here, was able to send a game against me, because I love starting base trades. I am a base trade fanatic. I feel like I tend to play better in chaos. Like, I will use a base trade to come back in a game. I'll use a base trade if a game is completely even. I value my ability to be able to thrive in situations like this. So I think I understand the philosophy of how to navigate a base trade quite well. Keeping your objectives is very important. Like, having a plan stops that anxiety, right? So what are we? We are men with plan. We are men with plan. Even if it's not necessarily the best plan, we just need to have a plan, right? Now I'm going over what potentially is the best plan, or what should be the plan, but regardless, we just need to have some sort of objective in mind. Now, there's another thing I would like to point out as well. And we're going to be using the mini-map for this example. If you are here, right? Say you're Calix and you're attacking me and your army is right here. And this guy, Proxy Imba, his army is already here at your base and you're right here. Coming home is the worst thing you can do, because there's still enough time that you're going to receive damage and they are going to receive no damage, and it buys them time from your attack. What you should do is go forward, and then you immediately swap into that base trade mindset like we talked about, right? The worst thing you can do when your army is in the middle of the map is come back home, and that's in almost all cases. Counterattacking is your friend. It will, at the very least, hopefully you will do as much damage as they are doing to you, right? So if it's an attack, a full frontal force attack, and you need your whole army there to defend, but you're out of position by a significant amount, then we need to keep going across. Just to make sure we have that principle in our brain. Counterattacking is always your friend. It is more chaotic and more stressful. There's more uncertainty about it, but I guarantee you, your opponent is feeling those same things. So if we can get comfortable in the lion's den of causing that chaos, I promise it will benefit you in the end. Because base trades are, the opportunity for base trades is very abundant, and it tends to pop up more than you would think. I know, how many times have you been in a ladder game and right when you go to move out, they're attacking your base, and it's like, ugh, of course you're doing this right when I'm moving out, right? But you can make the other choice, join the dark side, we have cookies kind of mentality, and just go for the base trade. Bring the fight to them. Make them decide whether they're going to be able to hold the counter aggression or not. Alright. Getting into the mid game now. We're both going into bio versus bio. Very oversaturated on this base. Hopefully I fix that soon. We get the third landed. We'll wait till the base trade actually starts before we get into the intricacies of it. But that is the mentality and thought process we should have going into it. Being ready to tango is a very important aspect, I feel. Keeps me off my third. Gonna drop in his natural. Kill a tank. This brings him home. This is a good example of counterattacking brings your opponents home, right? Like, it was a single drop, yet now I'm allowed to retake my third. Plus the army's out here. Hey, what's up?
It's a while.
Hey, yo. I'm recording a video at the moment.
Oh.
No worries. We're going over base trades, and I asked Calyx to send me a video, and he sent me a video of him playing against me, so.
That's hilarious.
Alright. Just give me like 2 minutes. Okay. Drop some Vikings in my base. That was Coach Nico that just joined in. Dropping on top of my tanks. Get stuff in these medevacs. Not the greatest clean, but we clean up. Still even SCVs. About to be even on upgrades. Soon to be ahead on upgrades. He's out macroing me here. At the moment. So we get in here. Are barely able to hold. These Vikings are kind of putting in work. Lots of medevacs as well. Made up some of that army deficit. Base trades are also exceptionally good comeback tools. And what I mean by that is, like, if you notice, I'm getting further and further behind because of the way he's rotating in this game, which one of the easiest avenues back into the game is by base trading. So, yeah, I actually don't remember this game fully. Like, I remember parts of it, but I don't remember the entire thing of what happened. Building sensor towers. Thought he was trolling me. No. So we're headed on upgrades for at least a moment. Thank you. So he definitely has me. He's being a little cheeky, but it's okay. I'm pretty sure at this point we played like 4 hours of games, and I can expect this at some point. We're getting a good bit of rivalry coming in. So this is one of those cases. So look how far out of position I was. I was gonna take a little group and go attack right here. We'll see in a second. I was like gonna section off a chunk for defense, and I was gonna go attack with this. But I wasn't that far out that I couldn't come back, right? So this is what I mean by like not being too far out of position. I'm struggling here as far as army supply goes, but I just decided to go for it. I'm like, fuck it. Counterattacking is your friend, right? So this is what we're gonna do. So I go across. He goes for my main base. I go for his third. Boost into the main. Get on top of the production as fast as possible. He's doing the very same thing. defensible position. Things unfortunately are not rallying in the right spots. 100 army supply to 71. Pull the SCVs. And now we're base trading. So what are the objectives here? Intricacies. So if you notice, we lift everything away. All of our production's going away. And then I'm lifting my production now. First thing I tried to do is lift my CCs away. You lift your CCs away. This allows you to continue mining, but also you don't run the potential for a stalemate. Produce what you can. Put it in a defensive spot. I put the guys on the ramp here. I at least killed a bunch of Marines. This army supply is way closer than it was before. It was 60 to 40. Right now it's 60 to 73. We're also ahead on upgrades for a moment. Pretty sure I'm able to cancel his 3-3 at some point here, if I remember this correctly. Okay, the SCV's already going across. I'm going to retake his base. That's the plan. And yeah, he is ahead on the base trade because he has more bases currently, but that's about it. So the chaos ensues. And his objective is to do the exact same thing. Kill all the units he can and get on top of all the objectives. So there we go. He finds my CC. He's killing, you see, he's looking for CCs. Trying to kill my command centers. We go forward. We kill this here. I set up tanks. So right now, what's the current tank count? 3 to 0. So tanks are my only really saving grace. We are also, yeah, I did manage to kill 3-3 before finishing. So we are also ahead in an upgrade. But I'm retaking a CC that is safe with my army. I have gotten on top of the production. All the production is either flying away and or dead. All the command centers are going away. And I was in a 50 supply deficit whenever this base trade happened, but because of like simple objectivity when it comes to handling this kind of chaos, suddenly we find ourselves ahead by 2 supply with a better army positioning and better upgrades. Now the upgrades didn't come from the base trade themselves. Actually, they kind of did because he did have 3-3 on the way, and it was 3/4 of the way finished. So, and now we take a look at this fight. He backs off because of the tanks. Very good. Now suddenly the army supply is even, but we have siege tanks. Siege tanks are really good. We also have SCVs to fight. We don't really need to worry about them mining or anything like that. So he's looking for the rest of our bases. He's flying his bases away. He's landing them for scans, which is very smart. Getting on top of these factories is absolutely crucial. We cannot let him have siege tanks. And we get on top of his army here because there was just not enough firepower. So unfortunately as well, he had a lot of Marauders, and Marauders just don't have that good of damage output against Marines. But, so, how did we win this game? We decided to initiate a base trade. Then we immediately got on top of the production, and we started scouring and killing every, like, semblance of production and things that would further him in the game. His 3-3, his command centers, and what have you. So, he had more command centers than us, but we were able to get at least a command center out without it dying. We had another command center on the way. We were able to save a lot of it, quite a few SCVs, actually. And we still... Actually, I think the only production building I saved was barracks. But regardless, we utilized the base trade as an effective comeback tool and managed to make it happen in the end. So I was actually unsure about who was going to win this game. Either way, though, you see how the decision making is being made on both sides. This is something we should be looking to emulate. If you guys did enjoy, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. I hope this helps with your mentality on base trades, how to handle yourself in them, and learning to thrive in chaos a little bit, man. Like, doing something that is unexpected by your opponent. He was attacking me the entire game. He had me contained on 3 bases the entire game. And what did we decide to do when we had a decent army and +3 finish? We sent it straight up the middle, and it resulted in a victory. So, sometimes you just gotta pull that trigger and go. I wish you guys the best of luck, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!